the injustices that power creates in what's supposed to be a democratic society. That when there's an imbalance of power, like politically, then you're going to have some injustices. And how do those injustices fall out on human beings? And that's where the stories that interest me usually go, which is how does the human being, in other words, again, the heart, where does the heart get affected in this? How's the human being, how is that person touched by the pro or con parts of power? So whether it's 3 Days of the Condor, where people become victims of the exercises of power that don't consider human beings. It's a dehumanizing thing. That's totally fascinating to me, because what can I relate to? I can't relate to being a corporate giant. I can relate to what it feels like to be a human being in a corporate atmosphere. So you focus on how do human beings fare in this situation? And to me, the injustices having to do with power, the injustices of our political system when it doesn't operate on behalf of the people, but operates on behalf of special interests, which it now is clearly, it triggers something in me about injustice, which, considering that we're given this slogan over and over again in our lives about the importance of democracy and democratic ideals, the role of the Constitution in our lives and so forth. Well, that's the way I grew up. I grew up in a very American household. What about the individual that does not have the voice, does not have the vote, or doesn't think they have a vote, so they don't go out to vote, when in truth, that is such a rare gift for democratic society? And all this business of freedom, which is kicked around this way and that way, is huge. It's huge if you've had the ability to travel around other countries and see what the lack of freedom produces. It makes you just cherish what you got. So therefore, you're going to take it all personally when it gets violated, when it gets threatened, which I think it now is. And so therefore, you speak out against it, and the hypocrisy and that hits a real chord where you get crazy. You just say, come on, surely somebody's going to see through this. And when they don't, you think, well, what role can I play in this? The only role I can play is to use my voice or my art to simply draw attention to where the truth may be, not get on top of it and bang the gong and just drum it into the ground. Simply take it to the point where you can pass it to the American people and say, look, here's another version of what you're being fed with a big corporate spoon on a daily basis from the bully pulpit of an administration. But let's look at what is going on behind every move they're going to make. Who are they? Who are these people? Every single one of them, almost every single one of them,